Hello everyone, my name is Sneha. I am working as assistant professor in ECE department at St. Martin's Engineering College. Today I am going to explain about the topics on radar systems, including block diagram, operation and its applications. So the outline of the topic is about introduction. I am going to explain about introduction and principles and types and block diagram, its operation and applications. And coming to the introduction, radar is an acronym for radio detection and ranging, and it is a technology that uses radio waves to detect and locate the targets, and it operates by transmitting radio waves and analyze the reflected signals of the objects. And radar systems are widely used in various fields like military defenses, aviation purposes, weather forecasting purposes, and like many other. And firstly, we are going to know about the principles of radar systems. There are 4 principles in radar system. One is transmission, the other is reflection, reception and signal processing. So in the transmission, the radar system emits radio waves through an antenna, and in reflection, if that transmitted radio waves hit an object, then they will create a echo signal, like they will send back the echo signal, and that echo signal can be received by the reception, like receiving antenna, and that echo signal can be received by that antenna, and in the processing, that received signal will analyze, the radar system will analyze that echo signal, and by using the frequency shift and time delay, it will detect the target's location. And here to detect the target, we need to know at how much range the radar can send the signals. Now we can see this is the radar's unambiguous range. That means till where the radar can send the signals without any ambiguity. So here C means the speed of light. The radio waves will travel with the speed of light. So C is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 minutes per second. And T is the elapsed time between the transmitted signal and the received signal. Elapsed time between transmitted and received signal. By this equation, we can know the range of the radar till where we can send the radio waves. So the simple form of radar range equation is R max is equals to power transmitted effective area of radar range by 4 pi wavelength square and minimum detectable signal. This is the simpler form of radar range equation. Here R maximum is maximum range of the radar, and PT means transmitted power, and sigma means cross-sectional area of radar, and AE is effective area of radar, and lambda is wavelength, and S minimum is minimum detectable signal. Now coming to the types of the radar system, there are 2 types of radar systems. One is monostatic radar system and the other is bistatic radar system. In monostatic radar system, we uses only single antenna for transmission purpose as well as reception purpose. So here we can see there is a target and here is only one antenna. From this antenna we are transmitting the signals to detect the target, and also we are receiving the echo signal with the same antenna, and we are also knowing the target range. Like that we can send the signals and receive the signals using only one antenna. And in bistatic radar system there will be two antennas, two separate antennas for receiving the signal and transmitting the signal. Here we can see there is a target and here is a signal source and here is a radar receiver. The signal source will transmit the signals through one antenna to the target. If any target is detected, that echo signal can be received by another antenna and will transmit to the radar receiver. Next going to the block diagram of radar systems. Here we can see there are two sections. One is transmission section and other is receiver section. In transmission section, we will have waveform generator and power amplifier, pulse modulator and duplexer. Here duplexer means the antenna, it allows the antenna to perform both transmitter and receiving purposes. And coming to the receiver section, we will use low noise RF amplifier, mixer, IF amplifier, demodulator, video amplifier, threshold detection and display. So coming to the transmission section, we are going to know about waveform generator. In this waveform generator, waveforms will be generated and will be fed to the transmitter. The waveforms which are generated in the waveform generator will be fed to the transmitter, and this transmitter section can be a magnetron. So the pulse modulator is used to build the synchronization between the transmitter and the waveform generator. So pulse modulator is used to synchronize the signal. Coming to the duplexer. Duplexer is basically used to form the isolation between both transmission and receiving sections. So duplexer will allow antenna for both transmitting the signals and receiving the signals. And coming to the receiver section, we are using low noise RF amplifier. Low noise RF amplifier is generating RF pulse which is proportional to the echo of the transmitted signal. And mixer and local oscillator, the radio frequency pulse received from the low noise RF amplifier can be mixed with the noise amplifier, can be mixed with the noise and converted into the IF pulse. IF amplifier, the intermediate frequency pulse generated by the mixer circuit is amplified by IF amplifier. It acts as matched filter and will strengthen the signal to noise ratio. And this coming to the demodulator, this unit will perform demodulation of the signal by processing and separating the transmitter signal from the carrier signal. And video amplifier will amplify the received signal to a level that can display on the screen. In threshold decision, this decision that determines the target's presence by comparing the received signal's magnitude to a set of threshold. It means if the target is detected, then it will give the echo signal, or else it will give the noise. And coming to the operation, like display of the operation. So this will shows the final output of the receiver, that is the planned position indication. The planned position indication means it will detect the target where it has been located. And coming to the applications of the radar systems, we can use it in military defense purposes. It is a major application in radar systems, and the radar is used for navigation and surveillance of the military for secure operations. If there has been any air movement or any military movement above the border, above the line, then these missiles, automatic missiles, can be launched to protect the military. And coming to the air traffic controlling, radar is used to control the air traffic in the air routes and airports. For this purpose, we are using high resolution radars because to detect the targets, that means aeroplanes in this application. So we need to send the high resolution radars. We used to use high resolution radars to know the range of the aeroplane. So in this, we are going to see the detection of aeroplane range by using radar. So this is the antenna and this is the target. So antenna will send the signals to detect the target. Like this, we are sending the radio waves to detect the range, but here we are using high resolution radar because we need more range. And similarly, echo signal is received by the antenna, and that received signal can be processed to the air traffic control. Air traffic control will give the display on the screen, and the range also has been detected, and we can know the location of the aeroplane so that no incidents can be happened. So we can detect the location of the target, that is aeroplane, where it has been located, so that we can avoid the accidents and we can control the air traffic. So here we are using radar as aviation purposes. Radar in aviation purposes to detect the aeroplane. And the next application is ship safety. Radars can be used to safety measures of ships if there is a bad visuality conditions by ships by giving alerts to the existing of other ships. As we have discussed about the air traffic controlling, so as we have also seen the video, now we are going to see the air traffic control, how it can be displayed on the screen. So here there are many planes traveling at their own paths. Here each aeroplane is having its own path, which is controlled by the air traffic navigation by using the radars. And we can also see there are no collisions happening in the navigation. Like we can see that one aeroplane is having its own path, and there has been lot of aeroplanes which are having their own paths, which does not have collisions in their navigation. And many countries, the navigation will be monitored by using satellites. So many countries will monitor each flight. If it is in our radar range, then we will monitor the plane. If that aeroplane will go to the another radar range, that means another country's radar range, that country will navigate that plane. Like that, whole whole system will be monitoring the plane from starting point to the end point. And if this is not there, if a navigation system has not there, then there will be many collisions and there is hard to control the air traffic. We cannot control the air traffic and there will may occur many collisions in aeroplane. And we can control the aircraft and ground vehicular traffic. Ground vehicular traffic means we can also monitor the departing of flight and arrival of the flight. We should check the arrival of the flight. If any other flight has been arrived or departed, we need to clear the roadway for the aeroplane to land and to depart. So in this, by using radar system, we can know that which flight is departed and which is coming to the board. And here we are discussing about the ship safety. The radars which provide safety measures to the ships in bad visibility conditions. Bad visibility conditions means, so here we are talking about the radar that can be used in ships. For example, we will use these radars in submarines or in ships. So in submarines there will be like window glasses to check or to see the clear vision in the water. If there are any missiles or other enemy ships are coming towards our ship, then we need to detect the other ships. In that purposes, we will use these radars to detect other ships. If there is a missile is there in water also, we can know that there has been missiles placed by the enemies, or if enemies are coming to our ship, then we need to know early so that we can know the threat before the accident happens. So we need this radar in the bad visibility conditions and to alert the team. So by giving alerts about the existence of other ships in the route. So if we get alert firstly, then we can avoid that threat from the other people. So it can also be used in many ways in ships. So it can also track the path in the oceans, in the seas. It can track the path and it can show the control board that where the ship has been located. So it will send the data to the control board where the ship has been located. If the ship has damaged or if the ship has any problems, then that can send the signals to the control board. Radar can send the signals to the control board so that we can find some help and we can save the lives. So here we are using the remote sensing. Remote sensing means the radar will be used as a remote sensor by nature, as they can sense the physiological objects. I mean geophysical objects. That means the trees, agriculture fields, the land, how much land is agricultured, how much forest is there, and how we can see the objects and how we can know that how much land is there for cultivation and how much agricultural land is there, how much forest area is there, how much desert area is there. Like that we can know by these sensor systems, and these are used for forecasting of weather conditions and along with the agricultural conditions, environmental pollution. Like if we can use this for sensing, we can sense when will be the rainfall occurs, when will be the agriculture land can be saved from this like floods or droughts, we can detect by this radar. If agricultural land is there, if there is a flood coming up, then we can alert the agricultural lands to be, agricultural fields to be safeguarded. And we can also know the forest area and how it is been. And this is the picture of a sensor system of radar. And there are two types, two types of sensor systems. One is passive sensor system, another one is active sensor system. In passive sensor system, we use sun as a source for the receiving the data. Here, by using satellite and by using sun as a source, we will sense the land features, land objects by using antenna and will receive the data. And coming to the active sensor system, in active sensor system, we will use satellite as both source and sensor system. By using this satellite, we will sense the data and we will give the data to the radar. This is the first step and this is the second step. The first step is the satellite will send the signals and this geophysical objects will give its echo to the satellite and then satellite will send the data to the ground station. Ground station means radar. Radar will then they will then process the data to the control board. That means monitoring control board. Then they will analyze the data by using frequency shift and time delay. They will analyze the data and they will show how much land is there for agriculture and how much forest area has been there. Then we can know the land for cultivation and deserting. So now coming to the weather monitoring. Weather monitoring, Doppler radar is used to track weather patterns, detect storms, measure precipitation levels and predict severe weather conditions like hurricanes and tornadoes. So this Doppler radar means, Doppler effect means here the point of view of observing has to be changed according to the location of the target. As the location of the target is moving, then the point of view also changes. So the Doppler radar is used to track weather patterns. Weather patterns means if it is going to have heavy rainfall or low rainfall or any floods or at most no rainfall, that weather patterns can be detected, and also detect storms. Storms, if there are any storms occurring, if there are any storms are going to come, and then this radar will detect the storms and measure precipitation levels. Precipitation levels means in atmosphere we are having so many gases or air. So it can measure precipitation levels means it can find the oxygen level, carbon dioxide level and SO2 level in the air, so that how we can know, the oxygen levels in the air and how much oxygen we have to be needed, so that we can measure these precipitation levels and predict severe weather conditions. Severe weather conditions means like hurricanes and tornadoes. Hurricanes and tornadoes, these are mostly occurred in the sea level or in deserts. We can see the tornadoes, hurricanes in the Rajasthan area side, in desert areas, and we can see this hurricanes in sea level, we are monitoring the weather conditions, right? Then we can observe this and we can also see the tsunamis coming, we can detect the tsunamis. For example, if we are going for fishing, then suddenly tsunami occurs, then there is loss of lives. So by using this radar system, we can earlyly we can monitor the tsunami levels and the water levels we can detect, and we can alert the fisherman to not to go to the fishing, so that so many lives has to be saved. So many lives can be saved. And if tsunami occurs also, then we can alert the coastal area and we can evacuate the areas. Like that, we are using this radar systems in many ways. If we are using this radar systems and by this block diagram we are fully explaining how the radar system fully works, right? And we are firstly we are generating the signal, and then we are transmitting to the transmitter. Power amplifier is nothing but a transmitter which amplifies the signal, and pulse modulator is like it will synchronize the signal from both waveform generator and power amplifier. Then it will send the signal to the duplexer. Duplexer is nothing but it acts both as transmission and receiving purposes. Like it will allow the antenna to transmit and receive the data. And then afterwards, the receiving section, after receiving the signal, the antenna receives the signal, echo signal. Then that echo signal can be transmitted to the receiving section. In receiving section, low noise RF amplifier will be there. Low noise RF amplifier means it will amplify the low noise and it will give it to the mixer. This mixer will mix both low noise RF amplifier and carrier signal, and then it will give to the IF amplifier. This intermediate frequency amplifier will amplify the IF pulse. IF pulse, then it will be go to the second detector. Second detector means it is also called as demodulator. Demodulator will separate the received signal and carrier signal. Then the video amplifier will amplify the signal and will give at most level of display. And then the threshold decision, if there is any detection, if there is any object detected, then it will show the object, or it will indicate the object, or else it will just show the noise. And if the object is located, then it will be displayed on the screen. This is how the radar system works. We can use these radar systems for defending purposes, for hospitality purposes, and for weather forecasting purposes, and we can also save lives by using this radar system. And many people use monostatic radar system because we are having only one antenna. We are using one antenna for both transmitting and receiving purposes. So we will use monostatic radar for the monitoring. And it is nowadays we are also using in hospital purposes. Like we are using this radio waves to detect the heart rate of the patients who are in severe condition. We can, by using this radio waves, we can detect the heart rate of the patients, and we can monitor them 24/7 by using these radar systems. So we can also we can also track the moving targets by using these radar systems. Moving targets means like if one target is there and other target is also been attacking us, then we can track the first target and the second target at the same time. And while the first target is also moving, then we can also we can also monitor the second target at the same time by sending the signals, radio waves. So this is the we are using the radio waves for detecting the objects according to their time delay and frequency shift. We are detecting the location and we are detecting the location of the target. So overall conclusion of this is the radar systems can be used to detect the targets. Thank you.